Naturally, I've always had a rather extensive vocabulary, not to mention a phenomenal grasp of grammar and a superlative command of syntax.
Spooky language.
Produced by Nate Kiss. All the squares. You know what it is.
We take it back to glass bottles in the Coke machine. Every time I take a breath, I'm converting oxygen to propylene. In the bathroom, door locked with a decoder ring. I pop a dozen dopamine and wash them down with Ovaltine. It's thaumaturgy when I drop a verse. Stalker lurking in the yard with binoculars, and I ain't watching birds. Not a person that can stop me when I get the urge to dodge a car full of officers and dart with your mama's purse. I'm not normal, but isn't normal just a question of what you're most often exposed to? In that case, normal Zoloft in a cold brew. Finna doze off in a closed coffin. Yo, I told you I'm an opprobrious miscreant, dopey and ignorant, throwing a hissy fit, but nobody gives a shit. Cold as a witch's tit, cold as a Mr. Pip, cold as the shoulder one looks over the pistol whip. Getting lit, we sniff blow cut with a pixie stick. Coronas and whiskey, I go from sober to tipsy quick. Acumental studies, notes on arithmetic. Pro with linguistics, I can vocally split your wig. Yo, we caused the global climate to rise, while most stay blind to the lies. I keep my eye on the prize, like Cyclops looking hard at tie cops. Rookie card, high tops, hoodie, and my iPod's fully charged. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm running off the mouth.
The gum flapping,
Tongue lashing crackers.
rapping a Dutch.
Yapping. Allow me to speak next, loud as a T-Rex. Health bells, I'm a hound dog with 3 heads, surrounded by demons. Breathing heavenly, I can never be beaten. Sing the sweetest melody, call me the heavenly heathen.
You can find my name farthest up the roster, cause the parlance I'll be dropping's hot enough to strip the varnish off a locker. We harness all the power imaginable, the tower and amateur flow imposters, starring opposite Madeline Stowe.
With my vernacular bursts, I leave the trash at the curbside. The world's got a patch on its third eye. We hit the block and the plot to your story twists on top, never coming off. Call me Maurice Wiggs.
Trying to move from nameless to the A-list. The type of crew you need a noose to hang with. Truly dangerous, hot boxing Studebakers. Watch my hoopty shapeshift into a lunar spaceship.
Super 8 shit, I'ma crash into the pavement. Turn your fast hand into a sprained wrist. Losing my faith in the game, trying to stay grizzly. You can call me Rudy Gay in the paint, bitch.
Another late night feeding the mind wise. Eager to watch the new season of My Wives. Making hits with Nathan kids, waking up the neighbors' kids. Yeah, they see how spooky my language is.
That's what I'm talking about.
We running off at the mouth.
The gum flapping,
Tongue lashing crackers.
rapping a Dutch.
Yapping.
I best warn y'all to back up, lest you wanna get your flesh torn by the shrapnel. Fruity ass rappers is oranges and apples. The grown up rascal, not warm, I'm Tabasco. My babe, she a big bitch, way beyond blue ox. Vain journalistic, maybe I'm Lou Dobbs. Term stew and beef, craving on goulash. Pockets on E, haters on Stugatz. Jazz hands, scat man, flaming hot doo-wop. Cheesy ass rappers, y'all cake the fondue pie. Who got the herb? Knock, do not disturb. Been dead and resurrected, stop. Tupac Shakur. I guess, what can I say that ain't been said before? If you ain't a predator, y'all should head for shore. We set sail straight forth, don't be thrown by the red tail. A-fork or devil horns, y'all. Nevermore, Edgar Allan Flow. Turn K, settle scores at the talent show. Rappers going back and forth in a palindrome. I get mechanical and leave the gasket blown. Back for Mo and I'm at your dough. Volcanic blow, turn you to ash and stone like the Krakatoa. Fresh as a breath of air, y'all better get it clear. I'm debonair on some Fred Astaire.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm running off at the mouth. The gum flapping, tongue lashing crackers. Rapping a Dutch yapping.
Designed to scare and control primitive people.
Welcome, everyone. How's it going? There we go. Welcome, everyone, to another BOLDcast live stream. I don't have anything planned for this at all. Thank you. Got it while we were on vacation like a month or so ago. Can you guys hear me all right? I didn't do like a sound test before. Maybe I can do this. Or just move it closer. Right there, it's about as close as it's gonna get. Yeah, check it out. This is the BOLDcast podcast setup. I'm looking at the lights, make sure, because these things are really hot. These lights in the background, they're really fucking hot. They're like, I can feel the heat from like right here. And I'm like a few inches away. They're really hot, so they can like melt this fake plastic tree. Setup looks dope, thank you. I should have put the mic over here, because I'm like looking over in this direction, but the mic's right here. I thought, you know what, I was just gonna play some Fortnite, and I might still in a second. Oh, Bob Mike Joe's here. Welcome, sir. Hope your work's going well. Like your other work, I mean. Alerts work? I don't have it set up for this. So no, not for this. This is a test. This is a separate scene where it's just the camera, so I didn't have that all set up. Cat Slade, welcome. Frank the Tank, Herwolf, Marco Antonio. Yadav Malai, welcome. Napoiska Farming, welcome. I hope I didn't say something fucked up in another language. JG Raiden or Raiden. Will Jones. Yeah, welcome everybody. Thank you. Yeah, we worked really hard. I was streaming like painting the whole background and stuff, so I think it turned out pretty good. Hachimakidori. Welcome everyone. Yeah, and this is just one side of it as well. Like, this is just the one wall behind me. But, yeah. Tell me if the music's too loud as well. I can try to lower it. Oh, yeah, I saw it. Sorry, I was going to say that first thing. Happy birthday, Fanar. Happy birthday, man. Everybody feels birthday, man, in the chat for Fanar S, one of the OGs. OG stream viewer. Much love, man. Hope you have a good birthday. What a satisfying mug. Indeed. Maybe there's a link to buy one of them in the description. Maybe not. But yeah, I don't have any. I didn't come to this with anything. I was just gonna play Fortnite, and then I'm like, I have this whole thing here, and if I zoomed out, it's complete mayhem, like just off camera. So it's not the best setup right now, but it's good enough that I can just move the camera from, I guess the whole setup, by the way, for people who don't know, is like right here. Like I'm looking at at my second monitor that I have. Like normally it's facing this way. I turned it around to now face towards me, so I'm like on the opposite side of the desk. If people don't know, but. Yeah, so I can just turn that around, move the mic, or move the camera, and then I have a second microphone here. Move the camera from like the little clamp that's here onto a tripod over there. Set up the light there, and then the back ones. And there's a little bit of natural light coming in, so that's nice. And then, because there's a curtain here, so we bounce the light for videos off this curtain, and then I can kind of adjust the light there. There's these LED panels that point at the white side of the curtain, and then when we're sitting at the computer side, it like blasts onto us. Or it was like the lights were directing blasting right onto us, but then I mounted up this curtain pole, so it's black curtains on this side, and then white curtains over here, so it's a bounce on this side, and then just like another wall over here, so we can like film sort of this corner right here. If we wanted to put this camera like off to the side and then film from this direction, you wouldn't just see a bunch of a terrible like forest of wires and shit. But yeah, I think this turned out really good. Like Lindsay wasn't sure how well it was going to turn out because I'm kind of lazy with shit like this, but So she was like, oh yeah, I'm sure it'll look great. She was just kind of encouraging me, like hoping that I'll go through with it to the end. And we still need to get new chairs because this is like the chair that I used when Lindsay was sitting on my crappy office chair that she still uses that makes so much goddamn noise. I've been sitting on this chair until I got my other office chair anyway. So we still need to get new chairs, but these could work just fine because we have more of these style. It kind of fits the whole vibe and everything, the nice wood and everything. Maybe that could work. But yeah, I'm really proud of it, and it's not quite done. I still need to clean up, and we might get a little bit of new furniture, but it's pretty much ready to use, and we're really excited because, yeah, trust the process, Lindsay, exactly. Really excited because we're getting done. We're wrapping up a lot of shit, everybody. We're wrapping up a lot of stuff, so we're getting done on JoJo. The uncuts for JoJo Part 4 finale are done, and we're going to be taking a break from JoJo. We're not going to be continuing to Part 5 and 6 for for a while. When I say a while, I don't have a time limit in mind. Like, you know, 6 months from now, after we're done this many shows, we'll do it. It's not that. If I had to guess, we'll probably take a year break before starting it. And then we'd continue through Part 6, and then by the time we're done Part 6, Part 7 might be ready to be adapted by that point. So that's just a vague thing that I have in my mind, but we've been going on JoJo since we started watching JoJo Part 1 December 2021. No, December 2020 is when we started watching JoJo. So we've been going non-stop on JoJo since then, and it's time, and especially not just the views, but just our enjoyment and respect of the series. We're gonna take a break because Lindsay loved the finale. I loved rewatching the finale of Part 4. It's so good. Yeah, so we're wrapping up that. We're wrapping up Haikyuu. We only got like 8 or 9 episodes left. We're gonna get those done either today or in the next couple days. Then, yeah, so that's 2 like huge shows down, 2 big shonen down, and we have some things that we want to get to, a lot of the stuff, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan. Then we only have like 5 or 6 episodes, I think, of Attack on Titan left to do. So after we do all that, then we're doing Attack on Titan, and we'll be finished that, or caught up at least. And then that's 3 shows down immediately, and in the meantime, after that, after we've sort of caught up with the next shows we're going to be doing, like Demon Slayer or whatever else, we're going to be finishing Evangelion, which we really, really wanted to get to. It just feels like because it's exclusive to Patreon, and not a lot of people are like depending on it. Like, not a lot of people are come to pay for our Patreon to see Evangelion. We put it off, and it's just been on the back burner. But once we get like a huge chunk of like all these shows, bam, JoJo's done, Haikyuu's done, Attack on Titan's done, bam, 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 one after another, then I think we'll be more receptive to like take time away from like our strict watch schedule, or and do like extra stuff. So it'll give us some breathing room, I guess. I like having the monitor like the camera. This is my eye level. Camera's below eye level, like there. So I'm like looking down, kind of. It's a flattering angle, and then the monitor is like up. So I'm like looking at myself right now. I'm looking at chat. It's just kind of cool. I look very... Wait, what's a good pose? Wait, that's not a good pose. Hang on. Wait, I gotta get the arm in front of my love handles. It's good. I don't work out anymore, but my arms are like... It looks like I work out, anyway. Yeah. Is that good enough? Wait, you gotta turn your chest towards and then kind of straighten your neck. Shoulders back, kind of. My neck's too long to do this. Good. That's all you need, the illusion of staying in shape. Exactly. That's why, if you look, here's a thing about our videos. If you look at our teeth, they look yellow as fuck, and that's because we have the saturation jacked up on the camera to make us look not pale. So it's a trade-off between, we can have pale, and we can be pale as fuck as mirrors, pale as mirrors, the sun beaming off of us, or with perfectly fine white teeth. Mine's slightly yellower than Lindsay's, or we could have normal complexions and yellow ass teeth. Yellowest teeth in the game, exactly. I think I've stained the fuck out of my teeth from coffee and when I used to smoke cigarettes. I think I fucked up my teeth. When you God of War drops, we'll be playing on live stream. I think so. I hope Lindsay will be open to it because she doesn't like the new style of God of War games, but she's super into God of War. She loves God of War. She played the first 3 games. Like when we started dating, I was like super gamer and she like was not an inside person at all. But she like wanted to show me God of War so bad and was like so into it and knew all the gods and was like super into the mythology and she was so into it. It's weird how like that as a series, weirdly I've noticed attracts a lot of female fans. God of War, even the previous 3 games as opposed to like the new era. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I would like to play it. I still haven't played the other one. I want to start streaming a lot more. I say that all the time, and I have been, but like more story-based games and more like content-based streams rather than, you know, me just playing fucking shooter games, which I still also want to do, but yeah. Need a BOLDcast OG Gears of War. God of War stream. Season 4 also confirmed. Oh, and movie. I didn't hear about the movie. I didn't hear about the Kaguya movie. That's pretty epic. Is the movie coming before? I didn't know that. What else? Oh, the cats are doing good. For those who don't know, our cats, we got cats in January and they were doing fine until they've slowly been warming up. They were like semi-feral when we got them because they were raised outside as kittens and then socialized later, so it's like kind of iffy. They have anxiety issues. But we rescued them. We got them from a shelter and paid a shitload of money for them because they were a bonded pair. We wanted a bonded pair because we live and work at home. Anyway, they're great cats, but they're super skittish. They've been warming up, but as they've been warming up and gaining more confidence, they've also gotten more freaked out in a weird way because they're also growing and growing apart as cats do, even if they're bonded pairs and they're siblings. Eventually, they are liable to get in fights, and that's what happened with our cats, so that's been a stressful thing. Yeah, so they were getting in fights, and we went on vacation. They got in a fight while we were away. If you watch, I don't even know if, Bob Mike Joe, if you put it in the edit, I don't even know if he's still here, but I forget what JoJo episode it was, but like in the middle of our recording, you can hear the cats just like freaking out in the other room past 2 doors, by the way. That door behind our reaction setup is a door, a corner, and then in that, like, there's a little tiny room connecting the rest of the house. There's 2, like, solid outside ceiling doors, soundproof doors. And you could hear through both of them super loud screeching. We go in, they're like bloodied and fucked up. They didn't sustain serious lasting damage, but they were messed up. And so we had to start separating them, and it's been stressful as fuck. We took them to the vet to make sure that they didn't have some kind of urinary tract infection, because if you don't know, if you have cats that are fighting, sometimes it can be one of them has urinary tract infection that's causing them pain, so then they lash out at the other one, or the other cat smells the sickness in the litter box and is like, this cat's fucked up, I'm freaked out by it, and then they get in a fight. Because they like can smell the sickness in them. So we made sure and that wasn't the case. It's all good. Well, it's not all good, they're fighting, but we have to separate them. We switch them out of like Lindsay's office and the living room area and stuff. We're gonna build a cat door in here so that they can come in the studio here once I get it all cleaned up and everything, and we're gonna like make a cat door for them and shit. So yeah, we're working on that, but they're medicated and their medication doesn't seem to be doing anything, so we're probably gonna have to take it back to the vet. It's a whole fucking thing. Hopefully, it seems to be getting better slowly every day, with some setbacks here and there. Sometimes they'll get together and they'll just start fighting, but we never let it escalate to like a fight. They might hiss, They might chase each other, might get a little tense, then we separate them, but we just make sure to keep doing it. Anyway, little cat update for those who didn't know. Anyway, Red Dead Redemption 2, I want to do that as well. Yeah, I want to do more story games. There's a lot of stuff I want to do. I say it all the time, I just wish I liked story games more. I wish I liked story games as much as I like competitive games, because there are some competitive games that I'm really good at. I started playing Fortnite, and Lindsay actually started playing Fortnite too, and we're gonna be streaming that together. She'll be streaming on YouTube, and I'll be streaming on Twitch simultaneously. So that'll be really fun when we can do that, because that'll be sick. Being able to play together, because she can actually play despite her motion sickness, and it's really funny to see us play together, but it's so fucking fun. I didn't think she'd be able to play it. But actually, I did think she'd be able to play it. That's not true, because for those who don't know, Lindsay's like gets super motion sick from third person or first person games. So that's why we, starting the channel, would play stuff like Stardew and shit like that. Life is Strange even would like, moving the camera around would like make her sick, and those types of story-based games. Anything where you're like, the camera's locked onto a person. That's why she liked God of War back in the day, was because the camera in the old God of War games was like fixed to a location. Like you would walk as Kratos through locations, and then the camera would like switch to a locked spot, like overviewing the battlefield. And that's how the gameplay was. And then they switched it to a more Last of Us style format with God of War 4. So she didn't like it because she couldn't play it, and she didn't like that style of game, so because it made her sick. She started playing Genshin, and she loves Genshin, and that it was sort of a good intro to that, because you could zoom out the camera a little bit. It was a little bit less claustrophobic and like floaty and everything. And she tried playing Call of Duty, and she could play it for like an hour, but then she would start to get sick and have to stop. We would just like sit down, and she would just play normal multiplayer. She couldn't play Warzone or anything, and she was like getting better slightly and getting more kills. It was really exciting for her. She's like, this is awesome. I wish I could do this more, but I just get sick. And I'm just like, I bet you could play Fortnite if there wasn't building. Like, because at the time, this was back when there was still building. There was no zero builds of Fortnite. And I was just like, man, I just remember back in the day, like Fortnite was so different. It was so chill and fun and like not as insane, but like nobody, like you could not pick up Fortnite with 1,000 hours of practice. You could not play it competently with motion sickness disability, I guess. But now there's zero builds. So she tried it on my account, and the first game that she played, she won. It was fucking crazy. She won with 3 kills. It's crazy. Oh, Cat Slate, I just realized who you were. Welcome, sorry. Good to see you in the stream. But yeah, she like the first game she ever played on my account. So like, and there were bots in the game. I think it was like one of my first games when I booted up, and I was just getting back into Fortnite, so it was giving me more AI lobbies, or like with AI in them. And yeah, but still, like AI or not, it's the first time she ever played, and she won the fucking game with 3 kills. And it was not all bots, I can tell you that. At least she ended it with a 1v1, and I coached her through the whole thing. I was like, okay, you want to go on this hill. Just make sure that you're like, because she had perfect placement. She was like up in the northwest, like kind of snowy part of the map for those who play Fortnite. She was like up there. She like got up up in a hill, and I'm like, okay, just make sure to look down there to your right. People aren't gonna see you to your left. Just make sure you look to your right to make sure the people aren't coming up. I think she killed 1 or 2 people on the way there, or one on the hill. She had an AUG and she sniped him out. And then I was like, okay, the zone's gonna be coming. You're gonna want to move really slowly. Okay, go, go, go. And I just like coach her through. She's going. I'm like, okay, make sure you keep your eye over there. Just try and find cover. Keep moving up and keep slowly. Make sure to crouch so that they can't see your footsteps and don't know when you're coming. And then it got down to the top 3, and I'm just like, okay. She's like in a bush, like kind of around this hill, and then there's like a shack or like a building like around this bend and kind of up a little hill with some bushes. So she has like a covered sort of approach. And I'm like, okay, just stay here around this corner. When you hear shots, I'm gonna tell you to go, and you have to go in. And as soon as you start hearing fight, you have to go in and try and kill the guy. And then she hears the shots and she's too scared. I'm like, go, 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 go. She's like, she's too scared to go. And I'm like, no, go now. You have to go now. You have to go now. And she's like, okay. Then she like runs in, and then she was too late. It was too late for a third party. The other guy, one of them already won the fight and was starting to shield up. That was her, but she got in just under the wire because she managed to get a couple shots in. And then she's firing her whole fucking clip wildly into the air. Everything, she's like aiming up and like doing rainbows over this guy's head. And then finally, like it's a 2-shot burst weapon for those who don't know. And it's like the last burst hits the guy, I think with a headshot, and takes him out. And it was insane. It was awesome. Yeah, it was so fun. It was so great to see, because like she's never been able to competently play any games like that. So to like, for that to be the introduction, it made me, as like a guy who knows these games and has played them for so long, like it made me see why skill-based matchmaking is like a necessary thing. Because I can go in, like, I get 20 kill, 25 kill games in Fortnite and wins, like, and my longest win streak is like 6 wins in a row with like 15 or plus kills. Like as far as skill, I'm in the top maybe 10% if I had to guess. So for me, for players like me, it's always easy for us to complain like, oh fuck, like I can never find like an easy game or a casual game. It's like, you're not thinking of the literal like people who get motion sickness from just moving around, or the actual 5-year-old children who cannot fit their hands around the controller. Anyway, that's enough Fortnite talk. Anyway, it was really good, and I can't wait to play it on stream, because that'll be really fun. I might play in a little bit here, because I think Lindsay's still sleeping, and I didn't get much sleep last night. I just woke up earlier than I expected, so I thought I'd start up the stream, so I might play in a little bit, just solos, but I can't wait till we can play together, especially the duo stream. That's gonna be sick. Anyway, what else? Sorry, that was a couple long rants. What up? Nevoverse. Why does this feel like a cutaway from The Office? I think it's the angle. I think it's the angle. And it's like my angle. If I was like here, or like closer, I don't know, anyway. It's very interviewy. Anyway. How far are you guys in Boruto? We watched up to episode 69. Those uncuts actually just got posted either last night or the night before. I think last night. The children have to learn how hard the real world is somehow, I guess. Yeah, true. Feels like you should have a pipe and a whiskey. I wish I could have a pipe. Wish I could smoke. Dude. Actually need more coffee. Good thing I have this. Watch me spill it like in HD 4K. Good. Bro, the comments in Boruto made me lose brain cells. Dude, I keep telling myself I don't want to get on another Boruto rant. I went on an absolutely explosive Boruto rant a couple Twitch streams ago. I think it was the last Twitch stream. I was gonna play games, and then I got in there and I was just like, I feel like I just need to get some stuff off my chest. And I started screaming at the camera. I think I have it recorded, I might not. But yeah, man. It's like Boruto fans, I don't know what to tell them sometimes. And the thing is, I can't tell them anything because they don't listen. They don't care what we say. That's what I'm learning about Boruto fans, and why I think I've just started banning people in the comments. Not just for disagreeing with us, but the people who, like, after all this time, still not just say, I like sub more, but the people who are like, you have to switch to sub. This is trash. Though I just ban those people. I hide them from the channel. I'm done with them. I'm done, like, tolerating complainers. And, like, I leave the complaining to me. I'll complain about the show in a constructive way. And I will lay out my complaints in as generous and well thought out of an approach as I can manage. And even if all I have to say are good things, they will still complain that the good things that I said, I like forgot a detail that was retconned in and contradicts previous lore that like I know better. And yeah, I just, you know, I have no time for it. So if you're in the chat, you might be in the chat right now and banned. If you don't see your name popping on screen in the chat, that means you're banned because you probably said some dumb shit in a Boruto comment, and I'm done with it, dude. So I'm sorry. So I'm taking it somewhere else. Upload the rant as a Patreon exclusive, maybe. Bro, I was in the comments arguing with those idiots. The thing I learned this, I think in Shippuden at some point. Maybe it was even in Naruto Part 1 with that series, or with any series. It's like, I actually went into the channel with this mindset. It's like, if people, I'm confident enough in myself as a critic or a reviewer that I say, like, I make sure that that's what the video's for. I state my case in the video. So if people don't watch the fucking discussion, I have 20 minutes, I have sometimes 15-minute straight rants where Lindsay doesn't say a thing because I am expounding on and filling in the gaps of my argument to the point where it is a fleshed out painting of, not even a painting, a graph of my argument. You could literally graph it out on a piece of paper and it would fill out all the holes. And it doesn't matter because they don't listen. So there's no point in me going to the comments to defend anything because all I noticed, especially when I was arguing about the Sasuke stuff at the end of Shippuden, I was just relisting the things that I said in the discussion. So it's like they literally didn't listen to the discussion. They went to the comments, said that I was wrong, and then wrote a bunch of shit that I covered. Like I had arguments for everything that they listed, counter arguments, and they were acting like I didn't even give anything a chance. And I'm like, I went over this in incredible detail in an hour-long discussion, multiple half-hour-long discussions over the course of multiple episodes. They just don't watch, they don't listen, so they're not worth engaging with because I'm engaging to the fullest extent and they don't even try to see the other side. They literally don't, they skip through it and just go straight to the comment sections. So fuck them, fuck them. Like I'm done with it, you know? I'm done. What up, Faraz? Some people just want to stir shit up. That's true. That's true. Some people do want to stir shit up. I think it's less like being a shit disturber and more just literally they don't actually want a discussion. They want a place to copy paste their views about their favorite show, and anything less than a glowing review, even anything more than a glowing review, if you give a detailed glowing review, they don't want that. They just want you to say that was great, wow, how cool, and then that's it. And it's like I don't even know what you're doing. If you want to pirate a show, you can. There are way easier places to watch it than what we're doing. Yeah. Nice argument, BOLDcast. Unfortunately, L plus ratio plus Boruto better plus sub better. You know what? Fuck you. I knew you were spurring them on the whole time. I need to review the goddamn edits. You're probably putting Boruto apologist propaganda in there constantly. You're on their side. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just people get blind to it. They're either literally children. I think a lot of it is like they're literally kids. Or people who and that's the thing, actually, off Boruto, like kind of on Boruto, but on other stuff too. I've been thinking a lot lately because we've been going through some shit, man, and like, this is something that I struggle with in general, with stuff because I'm just such a psychopath and just cannot let things go or just enjoy things on face value. I just need to overthink stuff all the time, but like. People with Boruto is a good example of this, but it's difficult for me to remember sometimes that like people literally don't care. They don't care at all. They don't care. And that's okay because they're not coming into it from an analysis perspective. And it's sad to me that they aren't when they come to our channel and they aren't looking for an analysis. They aren't looking for another perspective because that's what I want to offer and I think that's what's engaging. But that's not what they want out of a reaction or even just the shows that they watch. That's why ReZero, or even better than, actually way better than ReZero, of an example, Tokyo Revengers, like that's why people respond the way they do to those reactions. because that's what they're looking for, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Harrison likes to find us for staring. He's asking you to find you too. Sure. Next time I see you guys, I'll yeah. Tokyo Revengers is peak fiction peak. I think that's the main draw of reaction channels is most people want the reactor to behave like they did. So when the opinion differs, kind of upsets them, but you very clearly express your critique. Yeah, and this is a full circle conversation that we keep having constantly, and that I keep talking about in like these rant streams and stuff. It's time or soon time or long past time rather to move on, not move on from reactions, but with like doing reactions also, but move this like creative energy or this rant energy that I have to a different location. That's what this place is about. That's what this set is about. That's what this whole new era, hopefully, of BOLDcast is about, is finding new ways new outlets for that instinct of like harsh critique and analysis. The rant zone, something, maybe just videos or rants. I've been thinking like, I think that my strength as like an anime analyzer, reviewer type guy is not to do, and you guys could tell me if you think this is maybe worth something, is not to do like long form, hour-long, super highly scripted and tightly wound video essays, but more like this, film something like this where I'm just sitting here ranting about a subject and that I've thought about a lot and have like points to get to and things that could be edited down, and turn that into like a video essay format rather and more like organic feeling. Because I think that I as far as getting the opinions out, I feel like I'm way more impassioned when I like rant like this. So I figure that would be like a good way, because everybody, how many people make like video essays? Like the video essay format is so beaten down and like commercialized at this point that a lot of people, including myself, like I don't watch video essays anymore. I used to love video essays even about anime, but now it's just so like, it's meant to be clipped and posted on TikTok. It's meant to be shared on Twitter, and it's not like exploring anything usually anymore, you know. So yeah, I think that maybe like rant streams every week. Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be sick. I don't know if I'd have the energy for it. We'll see. I did have the energy to stream like every day for nearly a month for like 12 hours a day or something, so that was crazy. But yeah, because I think a lot about I've talked about this before too, about Nakey Jakey. He obviously has like blew up with his style of like being on the exercise ball in front of a green screen, and that was a thing. If you look back through his back catalog of videos, he like honed that style for a long time, and then landed on that like format of it, of the way it is. Because like before it was just him talking in front of his computer like any other guy, and then you know, turning the camera to see like his computer set up and like have something on the TV in the background like many other guys, and then he's in front of a green screen, and then he gets the exercise ball, and it gets like a cozy kind of vibe, and he's really funny, and he has a lot of good like stupid edits and a lot of personal things. Like he reuses like Disney Channel movie things like for the green screen. Like he always like the intro to this one movie that he uses like whenever he's like, and what did we learn today, and then he like does this, I don't know, he puts that in the background. He has like a quirky and very personal style to it, but he talked about like how people started copying that, and he was kind of upset. And I don't know whether it's he's like allowed to be upset about something like this because it's the internet, but he was upset that like people were copying that because he worked so hard to develop that style. And he was upset that like people, rather than doing the same thing and being original, just basically stood on his shoulders, used his format, sat on either a weird chair or exercise ball type thing, and then just did a like quirky thing where they're like taking the green screen version of them, spinning them around while they point at like a word that like makes a sound effect and then cuts to something else or zooms in on his face and then zooms, or like just that same exact like beat for beat style. People started copying it. It became like a format to do. So I think about that a lot when I start thinking about like starting a new channel or doing more video essays and stuff. But because I don't want to make that same mistake that he talked about, where I want to be more like him in a conceptual way and be inspired by him to like find my own style. And I think that over the last 2 years, the style is probably something like this. So yeah, well, he barely uploads because he's been focusing on music, and he was super fucking depressed, I think, because he moved to New York City like at the start of the pandemic, like a week before lockdown. He moved to New York City the week before everything got shut the fuck down, and everyone was like, "Oh, 2 weeks," and you could hear him on the Gus and Eddie podcast back in the day. And so he spent that whole time while like New York City was just dying and just a horrible place to live. And he had no one, because that's the thing. He moved from like the Midwest to New York City. All right, I'm starting my new life. I'm gonna, I'm an artist now. I'm a real like guy now. You know what I mean? And then just that, yeah, it's so terrible. I like those outdated videos he did. I do too, and I don't think it's outdated for him. It's just an evolving style is all it is. Like any style of content. It's like the reactions that we like. Here's the thing I've been thinking of as well about the channel, about BOLDcast, is our format of like reaction style is kind of getting outdated as things go along, and I've been thinking, I haven't put anything to action, but I've been thinking about how we can switch it up, because like most people have moved to like double episodes, or there's some channels who do like movie reactions who started doing TV shows and anime, where they do, if you look at them, they're really successful, and they do like season 1 part 1 out of 2, and then season 1 part 2 out of 2. So they do like 6 episodes edited down to one video, one like 45-minute to hour-long video of just their best reactions, and you can get all the uncuts on their Patreon. And then that's it. 2 of those, season done. And those are like 500,000 views. And because, it's just the best bits of their reaction. It's just the most entertaining bits. And it works really well. That's kind of the direction things are going. It's very much like gaming content, how that evolved from like, I guess before it was like commentaries and stuff like machinima, to commentaries, to at the start like Let's Play series of just every step of the way through this Minecraft Let's Play series or whatever it was, this game, episode 1 to episode 25, they all have like 100,000 plus views back in the day, which was like 1 million. And it just keeps going through, and you stick with them for the whole journey. Now, if you look at it, it's like, okay, here's a challenge. Here's a thing that we're doing for this video. Here's like the theme or the goal of this video. And that might be like, I played Minecraft for like 1,000 hours or something. And instead of doing 1,000 hour worth of Let's Play content, they edit it down, and it's still the quantity still has to be there, but the quality steadily rises to meet that, and that's where the competition comes in. And we haven't really followed that with our channel. We've sort of just stuck with like the same style of video. And I think it works for us because we were never doing the same kind of thing as everyone else necessarily. We had a different goal of like discussion-based, analysis-based, more about the review, much less about the reaction than like a lot of other reaction channels. And it wasn't the best business move for us, but I think that that's just what set us apart and made us unique. But, you got to start thinking about how to change that up, because, things can't stay the same forever. It's just like any other thing. Do y'all plan to stream more? Yes. Now we got some stuff out of the way in real life, and now we're planning to get kind of right back into it. So, yeah. So just edit the streams down so they're more cohesive? Yeah. How many rant streams do you have on Twitch? I'm not sure anymore. They get deleted after like a few weeks. I can't control that. I actually have a bunch recorded, but that I want to upload to Vimeo, but I just keep forgetting to do it. And I keep, it's a whole backlog at this point. I waited too long, and now I have like literally 200 gigs maybe worth of stream VODs to upload and post. So I need to figure that. Do I enjoy editing videos? Hell no. I hire somebody to do that. Or I don't hire them, I contract to them. Because then I don't have to declare them on my taxes and I can write them off as a business expense, which we need. Yeah, I hate editing videos. I like editing different videos. I don't like editing reactions. Editing reactions, I don't think anyone likes editing reactions. It's shit. It's boring as hell. Especially when you were there and watched it, it's boring as hell because like if you're from the outside looking in, especially if like you were, Bob Mike Joe is not like a fan of the channel necessarily. He wasn't a big anime guy before I talked to him, but like if you're from the outside looking in and like we're making content and recording content, then like it has an entertainment value to it and it's like something to watch while you're editing. If you were me, you were there, you watched the whole thing, you did the whole thing, and then you're editing yourself again with the thing that you already just watched. It's like, it gets really repetitive, that's all. What'd you think of The Quarry? Loved it. We're gonna continue that probably this week. You can make separate vid for review. That's the thing with the reactions is you can't, because the point of a reaction is that a review is included. Like if you just like, okay, the whole point of a reaction is to give context for the thoughts that you have about it. If the reaction is just a reaction, it might still have merit from a copyright perspective, but it's definitely not as strong of an argument. I think there's an argument to be made because whatever percentage it is, 90% of our communication is nonverbal. If that's the case, then even if you don't talk in a reaction, it's technically still like your creative content because you're reacting to it, and that's the point of the video. It's seeing somebody's reaction to a piece of content. So from an like legal artistic perspective, as far as what's it called, copyright law or fair use or fair dealings in Canada, there's an argument to be made, and it's not completely settled whether reactions on their own are copyright infringement, but it's a way stronger argument and just way better content in my opinion if you have the actual review. If you don't have the actual review on it, even if it's not much, but just watching it, okay, that was great, turn off the camera and then talk about it off screen, like what's the point of that? Or like talk about it, put it in a different video. That now there's two separate pieces of content. One of them is just the reaction giving context for another video that people will not watch because it's like you got their reaction if that's what you're kind of coming for. Like, I don't know. It's a difficult thing, and it's definitely a legal question of whether it's useful. But it just doesn't make sense to separate the review entirely. Having an extra review, that's one thing, and that's again why we wanted to put something like this together permanently, is because having a place to like, okay, this like seasonal reviews. Like we watched season 3 of Kaguya Discussion. We've talked about doing that since the start of the channel. We did it a couple times, but now we'll be able to do it more, hopefully. Anyway. I know Blind Wave's Naruto editor likes editing them, basically gets him free early access to the episode, and he actually edits the episodes themselves and to fix animation errors and OP spoilers. That is, I know about that, and that is god tier. And I don't pay Bob Mike Joe enough for that. And I thankfully with Naruto, like I was kind of that for Lindsay, but yeah, that's awesome. And it's so cool that he does that. He's done that with a couple shows, I think, with stuff like that. And it's so dope to see that, because then they don't have to worry about it. He edits them all and then just ships them off, and then they just get to relax and enjoy the show, which with a show like Naruto, where there's like so many, okay, you gotta skip this amount of episodes, but there's like 5 scenes scattered throughout these 50 filler episodes that you need to watch. So make sure to go this time, go to this episode, but instead he like takes that whole like mini arc that's scattered throughout this giant filler arc, cuts it together into one tiny episode that they tack onto another thing. It's just so good, you know? My country's currency is now worth almost $7. What? That sucks. Watching the episode for the first time definitely helps the process. Oh yeah, exactly. Oh well, yeah. If you're editing as well, then yeah, just being able to sit there and watch the episode. Do you have it? Do you have like the episode or like the preview open in a second monitor? Yeah. Oh, Bob hasn't seen most of the animes you're reacting to? No, Bob Mike Joe is not an anime boy very much. Although he did tell me that he's like super into Haikyuu and has like a Haikyuu poster now because he started editing when we started watching Haikyuu. So we got him into that. But like he won't be editing when we get to the last episodes of Attack on Titan because he hasn't seen all of Attack on Titan. He hasn't seen all of Naruto, so I feel kind of bad for like spoiling so much about Naruto and Naruto Shippuden in the discussions and like talking through the episode of Boruto, but I don't think he cares very much. But yeah. Yeah, I hope that, also welcome back, Shadow. Good to see you, man. What was I gonna say? I forget what I was saying. Whatever. You better buy the merch. Don't worry about the Naruto spoilers. Feel like I forget the names you mentioned right after you mentioned them. Good to know. Oh yeah. I was just saying. I hope Haikyuu comes back sooner than season 4. It should. I don't see why it shouldn't. Like it's an easy moneymaker for people. Like easily done. I just hope that they do it. I want them to do it and get to where, because Haikyuu's ended, I think. I hope they do it before too long, because it's like what I talked about in the Kaguya finale. It's like if you're like, you need to be careful about how long a series goes, because it's not just like, oh well, the story is written to be this many things long. Whatever, this many seasons or this many episodes or this many chapters, whatever it is. It's not just about the writing, because like, especially if it's an adaptation. Just look at like Game of Thrones. It's like, not only did they not go long enough, but like the books, time moves differently in the books than it does in real life when you're doing a new season every year and a half. So then all the characters age out of their character and you have to write new shit about their character or change things about what they do, because it wouldn't make sense for a 19-year-old to do when they're actually 13 in the books, and not just aging them up at the start of the series, but like the actors grow up and they can't pass for a 12-year-old anymore. When they, have their nose grows like 5 times the size of their face, and like, I don't know, and they grow like 7 feet tall. Yeah, so it's not just about the length of like the story itself. It's like when you leave big breaks in between things, staff changes and like even a minor, like a key animator on a show, having them switch or the character designer switch has a huge impact on how the show feels. Or a voice director has a huge impact on how the show feels. Or just techniques or technology changes, and the way that the thing is made, even if it's all the same staff, things evolve, and then it's not being made the same way and it doesn't feel like the same show. It might feel updated and new, but it doesn't have the same core as what it did when it started. So that's what going too long can do, is just things change and evolve, and they're evolving faster than they ever have. So leaving a series that's maybe has 5 to 9 seasons to go over the course of 15 to 20 years, however long it'll take, you're inevitably changing directors and storyboard artists and screenwriters and like people who are adapting the manga, and they might have different ideas about how things should be adapted, or the industry might have different goals for what they want to do, or the type of audiences they want to reach, than when the thing was being made in the first place. So it's not as simple as, oh well, the story goes for this many chapters and that'll make up this many seasons, so eventually we'll get there. It's like, you better make it fast, not just because we're hungry for it, but because eventually, like, just from an artistic perspective, it just changes too much, you know? So that's why it's worrying to, like, that's why one of the reasons I think ReZero Season 2 was so much worse than Season 1. We liked Season 1, but Season 2 was dragged out so much, and so many of the style choices in the direction were so different, and it was clearly not just a script thing. The core of it still felt very similar, which is surprising, but like, you know, Haikyuu I guess is a better example. There's a bunch of different examples. Naruto is a great example. Like, look at Naruto Part 1 to the end of Shippuden. It's insane. It's just like, it's completely fucking different show because the goals of the industry evolve, and the tastes of the industry evolve, and the tastes of viewers evolve. And the techniques and the technology evolve, and then it loses connection to its roots, and it feels completely different. We've seen Your Name and Silent Voice. We've seen a lot of like the big movies. There's a few we haven't seen. Well, I've seen Boy and the Beast. Carson, ReZero lost some of his staff, but I think the director is the same. Yeah, I would believe that. I think don't let my rants about ReZero dissuade you from watching it. You'll probably enjoy it. It's very enjoyable. Finished my coffee? No, I haven't. Perfect Blue, that was like next on our list when we were doing Patreon movie reactions, which, by the way, if you want to see, we have Makia, we have In This Corner of the World, Millennium Actress, we have a reaction for that. Tokyo Godfathers, we have a reaction for that. I think we watched Mirai on our own. Yeah, we did watch Mirai on our own. Yeah, we have a bunch of old movie reactions on Patreon from back in the day. Are you watching Bleach in October? Fuck no! Bleach is trash. No, I'm just kidding. We just haven't caught up to it, and we aren't going to be able to catch up to it, and we're just ending a bunch of shonen on our channel, and we don't want to immediately pick up a giant multi-year commitment like 4 months before the next season of the show comes out. We're not going to be able to catch up in that time. So unless we like only do Bleach, and it's just not worth it, because it's just not worth it. Because it also won't be in dub, and I would want to watch in dub as well, because the dub is incredible. ReZero is good. Everyone have their personal problems with certain shows. You watch it yourself. Let's agree to disagree on the first part, but the second part, yeah, you should watch it for yourself. At least being this around the same time as Chainsaw Man. Yeah, I'm excited for Chainsaw Man. That's gonna be sick. Wait, what? There's a Millennium Actress reaction? Have you seen that movie? I wouldn't think, of all the movies that you might have seen, I wouldn't have guessed that you'd have seen that movie. Oh, damn, Satoshi Kon. Makes sense, I guess, film school kid. I could have saw that one coming. I'm surprised after your past with a certain someone that you wouldn't be into Makoto Shinkai more. A lot of reactors making marathon of Bleach made in Abyss just for the views that will come with the second season reactions. Yeah, we tried Made in Abyss as well, and I really wanted to like it because everyone just talks about how good it is, but I cannot get past the like lolicon and shotoconisms that are like seared into the identity of that series. Every episode, at least once, they talk about whatever the kid's name is, that whether he has a penis, and try to like look at his penis, and like they try to, yeah, it's so weird. It's like it's very it's extremely off-putting, and like a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't even notice that. It's like, first of all, I don't understand how you could not have noticed that. They do it constantly. Every joke is around that, and it's past the point of like, oh, it's just a random thing. It's like, no, the society and the character, like, they make excuses to go out of their way to talk about it. I know, huh? Oh, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like they do it constantly, and it's like, I mean, the music's great and all, Kevin Penkin, I guess, whatever. But like, can we stop dwelling on this? Like, all the punishments for these children are like, if I get in trouble, they're gonna string me up naked. And you think like, oh, that's just like that's like an overt exaggerated example. Oh wait, in episode 1 or 2, the main character, that happens to them? Like, what you see it happen too? What? What are your problems with Mushoku Tensei? I bet you could guess my problems with Mushoku Tensei. I probably don't need to get into that. Nah, bro. It's important for the character development. You simply couldn't understand it. You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just a fucking idiot. Yeah, yeah, I understand yours just made a miss. That's why I dropped Mushoku Tensei, because of the jokes and all the cons are worse. I doubt you would like it for those reasons. Yeah, it seems like the exact kind of thing that I would have liked back in the day, for the other things, but like, it's cause like, it's the kind of show that I was sold on. I was like, oh, this is like, everyone talks about this, and I'm like, yeah, the more, you know, all the complex characters and like, the really artistic visuals and dynamic story and everything. Yes, Wait, what? They do what in this and it's like, just the more that you hear about it, it's just like, I feel like they kind of bury the lead on that one. Like they either don't, I think it just doesn't bother a lot of anime fans, because that's the kind of show that you get into when you're like deep into sort of anime. Then you get into that. So you're kind of numb to all that shit. And that's why people, I think, this is the real reason why I think people don't notice stuff like the things in Made in Abyss and Mushoku Tensei, or it doesn't bother them as much, because they're so numb to that style of content that like, it doesn't bother them. It doesn't faze them. But I've been watching anime since, I mean, my whole life, if you count Dragon Ball, but if you don't, then like 2014. And I'm not in the mood to be apologizing for like, and it's not even just like, oh, this thing's bad, so I'm against it and I'm so righteous and all this shit. It's like, why is it in there? Like, for what reason do we keep cutting away to this style of humor, to this focused thing? Like, why again and constantly do we keep doing this? I feel like it says something more about the author, and it says something more about like what the studio or the producers think that I want. You know, like it's like reflected onto me, because I'm sitting there viewing it, and then I just picture myself in a theater with a bunch of people who are enjoying it for the wrong reasons, and I just get kind of weirded out. Yeah. Yo, what up, James Nash? Welcome back, sir. Oh, well, the same problems. Here's the thing, is I feel bad talking about Mushoku Tensei, because unlike Made in Abyss, I did not see it. But just like with everyone else, I feel like I don't really need to go into it. It's, yeah, exactly. It feels like a fetish. It feels like an outlet to express this side of himself, and to make connection in the people in the audience who have the same interest. That's the thing, is it feels like he's reaching out for a handshake to me in those little, with a wink and a nod in those little moments. And I'm just like looking around at the dinner party, just like, is anyone seeing this? Does anyone know the weird signals this guy's giving off? Like, nobody else is paying attention to this? Well, I'm not shaking your hand. It was good to meet you though, I guess. Great, great conversation, but I'm not down with whatever that was. It's not reflected onto you because it's not made for a Western audience. Well then why are there so many Western fans? I feel like it's just as I don't think it's a Western thing. I think that there are things in Japan's culture that are more accepting and used to stuff like that. But like, if you can easily be from Western culture, like many people in the comment sections of our videos that are okay with stuff like that, or that don't notice, or that like it and have a weird fetish about it. And I'm not saying that necessarily makes them a bad person. I'm not like, I feel like that's a really complex conversation, and I don't want to get into it. But I'm just saying, it weirds me out, and it makes me feel weird to watch it and feel that like gaze of the author on these child characters. It's weird. That's the thing. It's not a shaming thing from that perspective, but it is a shaming thing a little bit from a quality of content perspective. Like it's the same reason why, it's a similar reason why people don't like a lot of fan service of like adult looking characters. It's like if you were creating, not just writing, not just the writing process, directing, music, everything. If you really are creating a good piece of media that can be enjoyed and critiqued and analyzed and even just mindlessly enjoyed, then you don't need that. And the fact that you resort to that, I feel like is exposing yourself to a lack of confidence in your own material, and a lack of, I think that's the best way to put it, confidence in your own material. You don't think that it can get by, or the producers or whatever, they feel like they need to introduce some sexuality to something because it will, otherwise it cannot stand on its own 2 feet. And that's pitiful to me. It's pitiful. That's why I don't like stuff like that. What up, Pokemetry? And I enjoy a little bit of fan service here and there. What guy doesn't? But if I have to pick a word for it, it's pitiful when like a good story or a good production resorts to that. It's silly. It's the same thing like when you're watching, even not in animation, when you're watching like Hollywood movies. It's like, why are sex scenes in Hollywood movies? Like, what is this? I guess because it comes from back in the day when people had no pornography or other outlets for that. It was a way to express that and express sexuality on the screen and communicate that to other people for whatever outcome you want from that. But today, it's like weird celebrity fan fiction. It's like, I want to see Chris Pratt make out with fucking that one bitch from Jurassic World. And it's like, it gets strange. And it's like, what is the point of that? What is the point of like these making out scenes and these sex scenes in these Hollywood movies? How does that elevate the material? Because it's written so that you can see these actors that you know outside of it get intimate with each other in a fake way. And it's like, it's not in things that aren't romance. Obviously in romance, that's like, it's part of the story, but it's just like, they go too far with it, and it's just like, why are we like ripping our clothes off, undressing in like really dramatic sunset lighting? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and Kill la Kill is a good example of, here's the thing, Kill la Kill is a good example of it being a joke and not a joke, but still working. Whereas something like Konosuba is a good example of it being a joke and not being a joke, and sometimes working, but usually not. Like in Kill la Kill, the fan service is overt and everywhere, and genderless. It's on everybody. Everybody gets naked in that show. Not fully, you can't see anything, but it's the sentiment is there. And it serves a point in the plot. It's written into the plot because the story is about that. It's about shame. It's about owning your identity and your body and stuff like that. That's the themes of the story. So it makes sense, and it uses it really well, while still, just being fan service. And that's okay, because that's what it's about. In something like Konosuba, it constantly uses fan service as a joke, and sexuality as a joke, constantly. The same joke over and over. And it gets to the point where it's like, so something like Kill la Kill, for example, is like making fun of it while also doing it and like paying homage to that style. But in Konosuba, they're making fun of it and just doing it. It's like you're making fun of it as an excuse to put it in your product, as if to say like, oh, when shows do this, isn't it so dumb when like, everybody just wants to fuck all the time. And it's like, yeah, that is dumb. Okay, you can stop, like, I get the joke. It's like when it's like when you're talking to somebody, it's literally like me. I do this, is when we're talking to somebody and they get a laugh out of you, so then they do the same joke or they just they like ironically do the thing until it's not ironic anymore, and it's like that's just part of the act and part of the message. You know what I'm saying? Like, eventually the ironic use of something is an excuse to do the thing unironically, and it just spins out of control. And then it's like, are we even joking about fan service anymore, or are you just? Is this just an excuse to show darkness doing her thing over there? Yeah. Prison School? No, I have not seen Prison School. It looks like absolute fucking garbage. Megumin isn't even safe from this. Yeah, and that sucks because she's such a wholesome and funny character. But like even they find some way to do that, and it's weird. Konosuba? Konosuba is like an Amy Schumer special. That's awesome. That's so true. Not nearly as bad, but yeah, similar energy and similar, yeah, I can see what you mean. That's hilarious. My neck hurts. Ow. How long have we been going? Just over an hour? Oh. Thank you, Crouton. Konosuba season 1 was okay, season 2 meh. I think I agree with that. I think I like season 1 more. I forget what I ranked them. They're about the same, but it's, yeah, I laughed. Me and Lindsay both laughed way more in season 1. We were also, I think, watching in dub when we watched season 1. And the dub for it's really funny. Same, really dislike the ecchi OVA for Kaguya. Yeah, the OVA for Kaguya is such a weird example. It's like, it doesn't even make sense. Like it literally feels, isn't it? No, it's like that, a similar story. I forget if it was anime original or if it was similar story was adapted, but like the fan service was just jacked right up. It's so weird. And imagine being, I didn't think about this before, but like imagine being Chika and Kaguya's voice actor for that OVA. Like I'm sure they probably had to do other stuff like that in their career, but like for like the main thing that like really made your name and to get into those to get into the skin of a character that you hold, that I imagine they hold kind of sacred and are really attached to. They've like gone to live shows and like, you know, Coco is the seiyuu for Chiga's danced as done the Chiga dance live on stage, and they've performed as these characters, and they've made songs as these characters, and they've gone on such a crazy journey, and I imagine they're pretty attached to them. It's like they're the friends or the How I Met Your Mother of the anime community at this point. To get into their skin in the recording booth and basically make a porno, it's like, that must have been just so weird. You know what I mean? I'd probably give them a fat check. I mean, it was probably in their contract to do an OVA, so I doubt it. Yeah, that's the thing about the OVA too, is like it got better as it went along, but even the second part where they found the magazine in the parking lot was hilarious, and I loved it. It felt like a full-on episode, like just that first scene, but it's like, yeah, that was weird, man. Have I seen the Kaguya dub? I've seen videos of it, have not watched it. I'll probably not watch it. It seems just too different, and it's a weird argument because you cannot, there's some things about the dub or about the sub, the original, that you cannot replicate in English, and the narrator is one of them. But like, they try to get way, it's just such a, isn't it Funimation? I think it's Funimation. It might be Bang Zoom in LA. Is it Funimation? Can somebody confirm? It just feels really corporate humor. It feels so like, oh, so relatable. And it's like the jokes are already relatable. So don't point out to me how relatable it is, because now it seems like you're trying too hard and it's dumb, you know? It is funny? Yeah, there you go. I also don't like that they chose what's his name for Shirogane. I also don't like how they say Shirogane. Like Miyuki Shirogane. It's like, okay, dude, can you stop, please? I feel like it was a parody of that kind of humor. I didn't think so. It didn't seem like a parody. It seemed like they were and that's why she's best girl. It's like, ugh, dude, stop. Get off my screen. Oh my god, it's so bad. Yeah, exactly. It's just, that doesn't seem tongue-in-cheek, like, you know, oh, this is the kind of thing that we're making fun of. It's like, I feel like they're just doing that to try and get, like, it doesn't seem like there's another angle to it. They're just saying, and that's why she's best girl, you know? Yeah, Funimation fell off. Plus L. Plus fucking ratio. By the way, how's everyone doing? It's been a while, no intention for kind of topic or anything. All good, man. It's been pretty rough for us. We've had to slow down on YouTube and everything, but we're gonna be getting right back into things, starting today. Yeah, at least they try. With the Kaguya dub, at least they try. That's all you can hope for. It's like that's why the My Hero Academia dub is still really good. Because they try. They like care about that dub. They care about like making that a like the new DBZ dub type thing. You got Chris Sabat as All Might and shit, and they seem to just care about it a lot more. And you can tell in interviews and stuff, and just when they are talking about it and everything, and just in their performances, you can tell that they care more. But it doesn't stop them from just going right downhill. Kaguya Dub thinking it's ghost stories. Kaguya Dub wishing that people thought of it in the same breath as ghost stories, but not really, because they still want to be, you know, PC enough not to be fucking canceled or something, or like just, you know, whatever. Because that's the thing about ghost stories, is that it's so fucking edgy looking back. Funimation doesn't exist anymore. Maybe it'll get better with Crunchyroll funding. Well, Funimation does exist. It does. The like dubbing, well, does it? Will it? I imagine you'll still see Funimation like thing at the start or in the credits as like their dubbing studio, but I think the service is what's changing. Marco posted some good shit on the Reddit. Oh boy. I don't even know if I can share screens with this. Maybe I can, actually. It won't be that hard. Let's see. Oh my god. Hang on, I don't know how I'll be able to show this here. This is fucking awesome. This is gonna be dodgy. It's gonna be way too dank here for a second. Wait. Wait. How awesome is that shit? Can't even see. That's awesome. Did you stretch me out, or is my head just way wider than Leonardo DiCaprio's? Anyway, that's sick. I feel like anime dubs peaked in the late 2000s, early 2010s. Most anime dubs now feel shallow to me. Yes. The issue of talent caught up with them, I think. I think like the industry of being a voice. I think like I'm not an expert in this. I don't know all the facts, but I know that like Funimation has like a cast of people that they use, like a large catalog of people that they use to dub anime, and they get new people here and there, obviously, but they keep it small. They keep it like, okay, I know I can call this person for this type of character, this person for this type of character. We have everybody that we need. We just like show up to work, do our lines for fucking 50 different shows or whatever it is, however many they have, and then that's it. And you just keep moving through it. And then as that happens, people get the money from doing the anime, and then they get other opportunities and they go off wherever else. And then they voice act for games. They do, Western cartoons, which pay way better. They do whatever. They do whatever it is. They stream some of them, and they just make money elsewhere. So if you're just like keeping it kind of like these are our people, these are the people that we can voice these characters, it gets kind of incestuous and closed. And then you have the stuff like what happened with Vic Mignogna, however you say his name, Broly / Edward Elric, where he was a weirdo and he cheated on his wife, but all the allegations that came out to him were like proven to be completely made up in a lot of ways. I think this is like the conclusion that everyone came to. It's like he was accused of sexual misconduct with fans. Turned out that he was being adulterous, but he did not mess with fans in that way. It was completely fake, but they fired him, and say what you want about him, but he was a great talent, and he voiced a bunch of legendary characters. So you keep shortening it down, and then you like are letting go of guys like that who bring in such like crazy talent and vocal work, and it's not like we're dealing with actors here, all right? They're not like the most squeaky clean bunch. So I don't know. It's just that's what happens. Is it keeps shrinking, and then the people that were like with you go off and do other things, and then I can't pick up this show. Thanks for letting me know, but I got I'm on this other thing, and then it just gets smaller and smaller, and now we're in this place where it's like most of the talent is gone. Most of the talent is off doing fucking Avengers Assemble cartoon and like a bunch of Marvel shit and making like hundreds of thousands of dollars off these deals and doing pickup work for like crazy celebrities and streaming and making just as much, if not more, than they would on dubbing all these shitty anime. So, most of the people that accused him actually had stuff come out about them instead. I heard that as well. I watched like a couple video fucking essays about it a while ago. Feels like things got consistent and high quality but kind of lost personality. Yeah, because they don't have the talent. It's like, if you think about people like Alex Organ, who high school, the thing, what else did he voice? I think he voiced Griffith. He voiced Griffith in Berserk 2016, I believe. Mark Dariuson is a good example. He voiced Guts throughout the whole thing, English Guts, and he, the girl from Fate's dad, the guy with the dark hair, blue eyes, wears like a red suit. He's like the main magic guy in Fate Zero. Voiced him. He voiced the teacher in Silent Voice, who was like a piece of shit and ignored all the bullying. He still does work here and there, but he doesn't really, I don't think he really goes in for stuff like that. They didn't bring him back for Berserk 2016, which is a real shit move, considering he is Guts and is the guy for it. They didn't bring back any of the original voice actors, which is such a shame. What was I even talking about? English voice acting sucks now, is the point. It's for many reasons it sucks. the LA crowd and the Austin crowd are splitting, much like the Twitch streaming community. It's getting more divisive, and yeah, it's trash. Anyway, my dress up darling Dub VA is also a VTuber on Twitch. Great move for marketing. Can't imagine a better thing to do for marketing. That's the same system that they do. I mean, not VTuber, but you know, singer, actress, triple threat, voice actor people who are like do everything. They model, they act, they sing, they dance, they do everything. They voice act in an anime, and then their whole career gets blown up. It's the same thing arrangement they have in Japan. So to do that here is good, but like I don't expect a VTuber to be a super talented voice actor beyond doing an impression of the anime characters that they watched, like Sailor Moon's voice in the 90s and shit. Like you're not going to get, and it is anime, so it's not like this burgeoning super artistic medium or anything, but it does matter to have good, talented people working on what you're doing. And it brings out the differences, like Alex Organ. He's done other things. He was, Alex Organ, he's a great actor. He was Rhys Gremory's older brother, Sir Zex, in fucking High School DxD, and he was a bunch of other things. I forget what I know him from them. Fucking... Obviously, he was, what's the guy's name? He was the Griffith from Psycho-Pass. He was, Shogo Makishima. He did a great job. 10 out of 10 performance as Shogo Makishima. Oh my god. Yeah, he was incredible as Shogo Makishima. And like, think of the Psycho-Pass dub. What a great dub! You could say that Akane's voice, obviously better in Japanese because it's Hana Kanazawa, however the fuck you say your name, the big one. And then, and yeah, you have the guy who voiced Reiner Braun as the main guy in Psycho-Pass. I don't know why I'm forgetting. Shogo Makishima. Shinya Kogami. The dub for that is so good. It feels so noir and like authentic to the noir style of voice acting set in this like cyberpunk world. Yeah, so like if you it's a great dub. I love it. It's Funimation. It's a great dub. It's one of their last great dubs, I think. They did such a good job on it, and because they had good actors. And now they're just using the same people. Anyway, I'm a broken record, but anyway. I will say there was a lot less anime coming out back then, let alone anime getting dubs. Probably stretches resources thin, but I also agree with what you're saying. Yeah, I've gone on about it too long. Anyway. Enough about shitty American voice acting. Anything else? What happened to Attack on Titan reactions? We're getting back to them soon. We want to finish up other stuff before getting to them. We were going to start doing it, but then we fell behind in our other stuff, so we had to do that. And then since we had started posting Attack on Titan again, we decided not to post the episode that we currently have because we don't want to like get people's hopes up and then just post one episode and leave it for another month. So we're gonna finish up Haikyuu and then I think Attack on Titan next. Attack on Titan dub is really good. There are a couple like glaring issues in season 1, I remember, with people confusing. I remember in Pixis's big speech, while, you know, when they're doing the whole Trost thing and they're like, while Mario, he says like, this is the last bastion. While Mario, if we fall here, while Mario will stand as a monument to our defeat. And it's like, Wal Maria, or he says something like that. And it's like, this is Wal Rose. Or he's just like, oh yeah, Trost regained will allow us to retake Wal Rose. And it's like, yes, but I think you mean Wal Maria. Like, there are a couple things like that. But the Attack on Titan dub's great. The only thing that I don't like is Bryce Papenbrook as Eren. Not that he's not a good voice actor. I just think that he was chosen for Eren because he was like Kirito. He was already like this is our main character guy that we have on staff here in 2013 or whatever it was. And that's why he was chosen, not because they really considered like Yuki Kaji's voice style. He has like a very sharp and cool voice. Like he's voiced more like a Sasuke type guy than like a Naruto type guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's more of a sharp, kind of like gritty type dude. Even when he's just an angry little shit. But when because Bryce's voice was kind of nasally, it's just your voice. It's fine. It could work for different characters. But it doesn't work for Eren, because then when Eren gets all pissed off in the sub, he sounds like angry and a little bit intimidating, but like a yappy dog. When Bryce is yelling, it just sounds off. He just sounds kind of annoying. He sounds like he's throwing a tantrum, but not in like an inspiring way. He's throwing a tantrum in like somebody please just give this kid his mac and cheese or we're gonna get kicked out of the fucking Chili's here. Yeah. I just think that he wasn't a good choice for Eren, exactly. God awful hair. I haven't seen his hair. Bryce was honestly not that bad in Fate. I like the Fate dubs in general, even though some people hate on them. Was he Shiro in Fate? I forget. I only watched Fate Zero all the way through, and I love Fate Zero, but Fate Zero dub as well. Holy shit, Fate Zero dub with fucking Matt Mercer, the GOAT himself. You want to talk about voice actor hair? Matt Mercer as Kiritsugu Emiya. So good. Yeah, see, again, it's like, so you have Bryce as Kirito, Eren, and Shiro Emiya. It's like, I get that you like think he's the best main character type voice guy, but like, come on, man. All these huge animes that came out from like 2011 to 2014, he voiced like all the main characters. And the same, I guess, could be said for Yuki Kaji, but I feel like he is a better fit. Ryder's voice in Fate Zero is awesome, yeah, and in dub for sure. I feel like if I understood Japanese, I would cringe just as much as I do watching shonen dubs. Exactly. That's the problem with the sub versus dub debate that I don't think people recognize. Because they're like, oh, it just sounds so dumb in English. It's like, yeah, because you can understand it. It's not the voice actor. It's that it's like people complain about like wooden dialogue and like people don't talk like that when it comes to like Star Wars. And it's like, that's all anime scripts are written like that. And I don't know Japanese, but it's clear. Like what they're saying is the same. Like, but you're my friend. We can't do this. That's impossible. It's like, it's the same shit. So like, yeah, it's just that you can't understand it, and they like overact, but it sounds cool because it's like exotic. So you don't get it, but you can feel the emotion because the emotion's so overacted and strong, because that's just how Japanese voice acting is. And it's in turn how anime English voice acting is. It's just that we're replicating their style to a certain degree. That's also, I think, in a weird way, if you think about dubs, why I think a lot of people like Cowboy Bebop a lot is because it's early enough that they weren't doing that. Like in Cowboy Bebop, they weren't trying to replicate the anime style with like, oh, the high-pitched voice, all the shit. Like, they weren't trying to replicate the same feeling by, like, doing an impression of a Japanese voice actor and of an anime character. Now, that's also the problem, like I said before, with, like, getting people like streamers or non-actors who might have a positive effect on the growth of the series dub, do a character, because they're not actors, they're just doing impression of what they think an anime character sounds like. It's annoying as fuck. But like Cowboy Bebop, for example, it's very rustic and sort of true feeling. Like that's why the characters feel so real. It's because they aren't doing an impression of an anime character. They're just voicing the character artistically. So it's cool, and that's why it, like, not just cool as in like I like it, but like it's cool, man. Like this jazz playing right now. You know what I'm saying? What up, Blood Staz? Welcome. It's a bit different though, because in dub, when someone says "Big Brother," kind of just not a thing people say. Yes, that's true. Yeah, that's just a language barrier. But like there are ways to get around that. Like if you look, people make that mistake in sub. If you know even just a little bit of Japanese, like know that Oni-chan means this and whatever, just the common words that everyone throws around. If you know all those things and you pay attention, this is what I've been doing over the course of the reactions and stuff in all the shows, and I've gotten better at spotting this as we've gone along because we've been watching so much. But you can tell it's not just a dub thing, it's a sub thing too. And like I've been noticing in Haikyuu in the most recent season, it's like they change random words because it's closer to what we would say in a given context. But that's not what they're saying, and it's just easier because like even if they say an English phrase, it's like they mean something that we would say on a volleyball court that is a different English phrase because we actually know English, and it's not just like a cut and paste thing. We're more familiar with it, so we use a different, more accurate, or just other word. And it's like, why change that? It's like it's subbing. It suffers just as much. It's again. This is why, like, all of this, what I'm getting at is, like, there's more to English dub bad, sub original equals good. It's not like that. It's a different way of experiencing the story, and that's all it is. It can be worse. It often is worse, but it's not just because it's in English and it's translated. That's why, like, people who say that dubs are bad are just as fucking dumb as people saying, oh, I can't even, they all sound the same. I can't even understand what they're saying. Why would you want to read? It's like, it's a different way of experiencing the story. It's different performances on the same thing. And yes, a lot of times the manga author or the director, every time the director is in the booth with the actors or whatever and listening to their performances and giving feedback. And that's not the same for an English dub. But that doesn't mean that the English dub has no merit just because because these people weren't in the booth giving feedback. We have the original voices to go off of, and we have the original script, and it's just a different interpretation of the material. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. Oftentimes it's more likely to be bad, but there are a lot of times where it's good, and it's not about language. It's not about the words spoken. It's about the approach that you take to it. And that's and that's, in my opinion, why dubs are kind of shit these days. Sometimes it's good to translate, for something to change when translating something. Exactly, that's totally true. Steins Gate is a good example of that. Steins Gate has a great dub. I love Steins Gate's dub. It's so good. You don't have Mamoru Miyano as fucking, what's his name? I can't remember names right now. I don't know why. As Ocarine. But you do have, what's his name? It's not Josh Grell, it's the other guy. J. Michael Tatum as Ocarine. And he does a great job. He's so good at it. And they change the humor. The jokes are different than what they are in Japanese. And there's some issues, the common issue over many anime, when the Japanese guy who doesn't know how to speak English starts trying to speak English and doesn't know what he's saying, classic trope. It gets weird with that. Psychopaths had that same problem in their movie. But yeah, it doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just because things are changed or just because things are in a different language. You can adapt it, make it more understandable, relatable, make it flow better. That's why, like, the Big Brother example that we just talked about was that's why it's usually pretty bad. But it also depends on the setting too, because when you say that specific example of like saying Big Brother, when you're like calling out to your big brother, in North America or in English-speaking countries, usually just say their name. We don't say Big Brother. But Fullmetal Alchemist, great example. And he doesn't say Big Brother. He says Brother. It's because I don't know, with the old school European style setting, with Al's personality of being the more polite one, and the fact that he's like in the big suit of armor and whatever, and it's like there's this juxtaposition. There's a lot of things going for it to make it good, and there's subtle things, but it makes it feel natural when he does it. And that's just the minor decisions that you need to make when you're making a dub, and that's because it's such an industry now, and you're not doing it show by show, you're doing it season by season, which is a completely different thing, because now it's just, now it's not show by show, and like these characters are this and that. It's people going into, and it's always kind of been like this, but it's more of an emphasis on don't bother getting into character. And you could watch interviews with voice actors who talk about this. They're like, I've watched many like panels of voice actors, of English voice actors talking about this, and it's just with Liam O'Brien, who's on Critical Role, and with his voice, he voices Kenzo Tenma in Monster. He voices who else? He voices Lloyd in Code Geass. He voices the bug guy in Fate Zero, who's like suffering his ass off in Summons Berserker. You know who I'm talking about. Gaara. He says this where like everyone's like, oh, what should I do if I want to get into voice acting, if I want to start voice acting anime? And he's just like, okay, there's these resources you could look at, but like one thing is when you get into the booth, don't like, okay, let me just get into character. You can't go. You're just like, okay, all right, well, you just wasted like 5 minutes of our time. We have this booth booked for an hour. You just wasted 5 minutes getting into character for this fucking anime character. Great job. Thanks for costing us like $200 on that 5 minutes, you idiot. Anyway, so say this next line and then get the fuck out. No, it's like you gotta get better. This is what Liam says. You gotta get better at cold reads. You gotta be like, be able to sit down, have the script, and then, no, you can't go. And then that becomes the style, because you can't get into character because it's so focused on time and scheduling, because now we're not, like I said, they don't dub for like episode by episode of this show. They do seasons. You're on this many shows this season, etc. I think is my theory. Another reason why English dub mostly bad these days. I prefer sub because the Japanese seiyus are crazy. I'm not saying English is bad, but the original version is awesome and too superior most of the time. Fair enough. Curious, what is your audience demographic is like, where they're from? Mostly from the States and India. It's like United States, India, Japan, Brazil, Canada /UK. Maybe UK is like above, around the same size as Japan. That's about where it is. We're on episode 69 of Boruto. And we're just about to skip past the whole anime canon arc. Anyway, I could go back and read a bunch of comments that I talked over while I was going on rants and shit, but I feel like I've talked enough about voice acting. Ever watched Space Dandy? No, I didn't even watch the show. It was the one show when I was first getting into anime that I skipped over. I was watching, I think it came out the same season as Your Lie in April and Parasite, or one of those seasons, and I skipped over it. I didn't watch it. Terrible. All right, see you later, Mac. When can we expect Ava? So we're gonna, like I said earlier in the stream, we're gonna finish Haikyuu, then we're gonna finish Attack on Titan, then maybe we'll get further in Boruto to catch back up, and then we will do some other shows that we need to prepare for the next season. I think we might do Mob Psycho, and then maybe before doing Demon Slayer, we'll finish it up just so we can get Eva out of the way, and because I think we're gonna be in a good mood to watch it soon. So that'll be fun. You think you'll watch anything this season? Isn't Mob Psycho coming out? We'll probably watch that. Devil's a Part-Timer. I think Mob Psycho's next season, right? Or is it this season? I don't know. We're watching Devil's a Part-Timer. That's gonna be funny as shit. But it also might not be funny as shit because, like we just talked about dubs. We watched season 1 in dub, and we obviously aren't gonna wait for it this time. So we might like it, we might not. We'll see. It'll be a new experience. Yeah, I haven't seen, that's the thing, I've seen Ava, but I haven't seen any of the rebuilds, so I'm excited. I'm excited and very interested because it seems like they go in a much more classical, or because like they were sort of commenting on the mecha genre and paying homage to it, obviously. When Ava came out, it was like Gundam was obviously a huge inspiration, and all the other huge like Sentai shows and shit. There was a huge like emphasis on that. Like that for the time, it was very accurate to like the portrayal in some ways. accurate to the portrayal of like mecha style. And then as the rebuilds come out 20 plus years later, it's more accurate to like a more modern style, which is just really different from the style of 90s Ava. So I'm aware of that going in, and I'm going to be interested to see if I hate it and think that it's a little bit overblown and a little bit too bombastic and not enough emphasis. Because that's what I've seen. I've seen clips of animation. It seems like one of the big problems is if you think about the first time Ava Unit 1 goes berserk and you see the whole fight, it goes from like a big monster battle to a murder scene, and like the way that Ava 1 is just on top of this monster just going with the knife just and like biting and ripping and tearing, it goes from like a murder scene, it goes from a giant robot fight to a like a B&E assault to a murder scene to a monster movie, and it just descends into madness. And it's communicated visually through the way that the monsters and the robots move and shit. And that it communicates different things depending on the fight. You have Asuka like jumping around off aircraft carriers and shit. And then and you have the first time Ava goes berserk, and you have a bunch of different fights. You have when Asuka and Shinji are doing the DDR move on that one angel and like synchronizing their attacks and stuff. It's like super insane and stupid on purpose, and it's communicating that. But like, I'm just interested to see all of that like creativity and all of that care and theming in the visual presentation go from that to big robot, big, move fast, run and punch, like type shit. You know what I'm saying? They was listening to Kishimoto. They weren't listening to Kishimoto for everything. It's clear that a lot of the issues with the anime staff were like just pacing and not using their resources properly. And a lot of times when I say staff, I'm not saying just the animators. I'm saying Kishimoto's included. It's like he is a writer of the original source material. He is thus the staff of this series because he is like the creator of this. I don't always just mean the guy who drew this scene, the voice actor, whatever. When I say staff, it's a very broad term that usually encompasses the original creator. Both are busy. I doubt they worked that closely all the time. When you said synchronized attack, all I think about was Haikyuu reaction. You had 3 clones saying it. Shout out Bold Editor. Plan on doing Demon Slayer Season 2? Yes. Alright, see you later, Hoppy. I think I might switch over. I'll, actually, you know what I'll do? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get more coffee, and then I'll talk for a little bit more, and I'm gonna see if Lindsay's up and doing something. And I might switch to some Fork Knife to close off the stream, because I'll play that a little bit while like Lindsay gets ready, and then I'll end the stream. Or if she's ready to go, then I'll just come back and talk for a bit and end the stream. But I'm gonna go get more coffee. I'll be right back in like 5 minutes. What's up? Alrighty. Well, it seems like Lindsay is pretty much ready to go, actually. So, yeah. Your Lie in April. It was one of the first seasonal anime. It was the first seasonal anime I watched, so I really loved it. If I watched it as a seasonal anime today, I probably wouldn't have liked it as much, but it left a really big impression on me, and I really loved it. But yeah, any other closing thoughts before I close out the stream? It was a really good one. I'm glad I set this all up and did this. Were you on Fortnite duos? No, we need to watch Haikyuu. So yeah. I have not seen Boruto Future Fights, have not. I've seen a couple of the forms that people get, but I have not seen the fights. Except for 2023. Oh yeah, solo leveling. I saw that. Oh, I'm excited for that too. Not fuck the whatever. We don't have a good track record with manhwa series, other than God of High School. But fuck all that shit. I'm excited for. I'm excited for Hiroyuki Sawano doing the music. That's gonna be insane. A1 Pictures is kinda... Isn't it an isekai, actually, now that I think of it? Whatever. It's gonna have Hiroyuki Sawano, and if they use his soundtrack to the best of the ability, and if the director is good enough, then it's sure to be a banger. It's sure to get some hype, and at least we'll get a good soundtrack out of it, so that'll be nice. You guys soon doing a podcast with a whole new setup. It's so dope. I love it. Yeah, man. I'm excited. It's really nice. And this is just one little side of it. We could shoot from multiple angles. It'll be excellent. Well, yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Do more of these talk streams was fun. I think I will. I think if I just keep this kind of set up as it is, I bet I could do more stuff like this all the time. I want to say I'm glad you're doing well after this break. Hope everything's okay with you, and I was happy when the stream popped in my feed. Thanks, Crouton King. Thanks for stepping up as a mod. Much love, and thanks for hanging out with us for so long. Hopefully we get a good webtoon anime finally. True. We already did. It was called God of High School, if you didn't see it. Carson, A1 Pictures had to split into Cloverworks and A1. Oh. Next Twitch stream. Oh, check Streamlabs. Oh, geez. Well, I should do that before we end off. Not sure when next Twitch stream is. Whenever me and Lizzie do the Fortnite duos, I'll do it. Oh shit, hang on. 1 second. I'm just checking Streamlabs real quick before we end off. Hang on. Oh, it's my alarm. It's literally my alarm to wake up this morning. Hold on 1 second. I think Frank left a tip, so I just want to make sure that recent events. That I read this out before. Frank the Tank donated $20. Thank God for BOLDcast stream when you said soon. Didn't expect this soon. Miss ya. Thanks, man. Thank you so much for the 20 bucks. Thank you so much for the $20. Much love, everybody. Namaste. Thank you for coming out to the live stream. Wait. Thank you for coming out, Herwolf, Lunar Bat, Keyblade, 900 Keyblade, the man, How Cute Prez. Yeah, Herwolf, Marco, Shiro, Harsh. Well, it was not good, TBH. How dare you, Harsh. Nevoverse, Crouton, Hoppy, Kosa, Mustarastas, 88. Sid, Real Life, Tylex Pie, Bim Bim, Mac. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Much love. Bye-bye.